Cena's Corner, world's #1 rhythm game reviewer.
Hey guys, what's happening? Alright, fresh off of the Rock Band 3 review real quick. I wanted to go in because I had somebody write me to it, ask me if I was going to give an opinion, a comment on my profile on the whole entire Viacom is selling Harmonix thing. So let's talk about that briefly. Yes, as you guys already know, Viacom is selling Harmonix. Viacom is the parent company of MTV, and their statement actually said that they are trying to sell Harmonix expeditiously. Expeditiously is just a big word that means quickly. Okay, so what's my thoughts on that? Alright, so here's the deal. I was perplexed by it too. I think that this is the hottest year for Harmonix. Harmonix released Rock Band 3, and they're coming back with Dance Central. Dance Central is eating up the charts, which my review of that will be out very soon. But I mean, across all dance games, which is I think is only 2 that came out with the Connect system, Dance Central is the top of the heap. It was Dance Central and Dance Masters that came out, and Dance Central was whipping all over Dance Masters. When I was talking to Phil about this, he did make some good points. Maybe they feel like this is the time to sell Harmonix because they're hot. Maybe the numbers didn't do too well, or didn't do what MTV expects. You have to understand that there's different sets of numbers. There's numbers that we look at as consumers and reviewers and say, this game is doing the bomb, it's doing what it should be doing, it's great. But then there's numbers that Viacom MTV looks at and says, yeah, I don't care if we sold 100,000 copies, we want to sell 300,000, and to them the numbers is bad. I still haven't been able to get my hands on the first week numbers of Rock Band 3 because they haven't been released yet. The only ones that's been released was over in the UK, and the UK numbers are very dismal. The thing about it is, though, is I don't believe you can go buy UK numbers. I think the biggest numbers you go by is the US numbers, because of the fact that I've heard from several people that live in Europe that follow me, a couple of them on my team that says, you know, it's really hard pressed to find Rock Band 3 over here in Europe. We find Guitar Hero everywhere, but we can't find Rock Band 3. So I think those numbers are slightly off, especially people who want it, can't find it, and buy it. So maybe it's a numbers game for them. Maybe they think Harmonix is hot right now and they want to move out. I think it's unfair when people are saying, somebody on the Facebook page of Rock Band said, oh, I think Viacom is selling Harmonix because basically the numbers for Green Day and Lego and for Beatles sucked. Well, I don't think that you call Beatles numbers sucky. They sold a grip of those. I don't know the exact number, but I know they sold, I don't know, over 200,000 copies of that game, I believe. Okay, so I wouldn't say that the Beatles game blew. Plus, people have to keep in mind that they didn't have 100% control over the Beatles game. Why do you think you can't import the Beatles song, export the Beatles songs into Rock Band 3? Because Apple Corps came out and said, this is an individual game for the Beatles only. We're using your engine, but as far as it goes, this is not going to be a game that's really Rock Band. This is the Beatles Rock Band, okay? So they had a lot of control over that. All in all, Beatles Rock Band still did very well. I don't think it has anything to do with that at all. Yes, I don't think that the numbers of Green Day Rock Band or the numbers for Lego Rock Band really did tremendous. Okay, Lego Rock Band, of course, was probably picked up by people like myself who has children who really wants to play something that looks more fun to them. Green Day Rock Band was sold probably more to a lot of people who were Green Day fans, just like the Beatles were. It's hard to speculate why they're being sold. I just hope that Harmonix is able to stand firm. Somebody good to pick them up. I've been asked who do I think is going to pick them up as a company. I really don't know. Does Harmonix go back on their own again? Do they hook back up with Red Octane? There's a list on rockbandaid.com that he had came up with people that he thought would probably be interested and would probably would buy the company. We can see them going that way. Apple, which is Apple Computers, was thrown up in there. But it's hard to say. My thing is if there is a company out there that has a dismal game that wants some developers that know how to make a real good game, rhythm game wise, you pick up Harmonix. The biggest joke was that I believe there's 45/7 or 745 Studios, whatever their name is, the makers of Power Gig, were probably trying to buy Harmonix to revive Power Gig. I don't really think there's any reviving of Power Gate. No matter, you can put who the dream team of developers in there, and I don't think you're gonna revive that game. So I don't know. This is my, I was asking my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't know where they're gonna go. Wherever they go, I think whoever picks them up is gonna have a hell of a company. I don't think this is gonna slow Harmonix down in the least. I think they have a very solid core. They've been doing this for years. Whether you like them, whether you hate them, they have a fan base out there, and they're always known as the developers that takes the time to want to talk to and their community and do what their community asks. And even though their community comes back sometimes and smacks them in the face because they do what they ask and they still get complaints, Harmonix has still been very good about that. So whoever picks up Harmonix, I think is going to be doing very well and is going to have a very good company. So all my best to Harmonix out there. If you guys have any comments on that, what you think, or want to say something to Harmonix in the comments, because they do watch my stuff, just go ahead and leave a comment down here below, and we'll see who picks them up. So that's my opinion on it, guys. So thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful to those who asked if I was going to give an opinion on what I think. And that's it. So peace, love, keep rocking out. And we're going to catch you guys next time.